It's Sunday morning in this Chapman Town backyard. Daylight savings time this morning. Look at my alarm clock. I thought it's 7:30. All the other electronic time is 8:30. People are out playing soccer next to the park that I'm at. So where would I have a pond? I'd have my pond right here where the brush is. But I'd want the pond to be twice the length, even 3 times the length than the width. Let's say like 7 to 8 feet in length, going kind of a diagonal direction from the hugelkultur hole in my main key garden bed in a wild cutout with edge, and maybe around an average of only 3 feet in width, maybe 4 or 5 feet in width, but definitely like 3 or 4 feet in depth. Love digging holes. And I want it to be really long because I kind of want to imitate a riparian forest buffer, agroforestry farming method. I would have a bunch of trees and bushes on the side of it, just to help naturally keep the water clean, and that would protect the fish or other pond life that I have in it. It would definitely be a wildlife pond. I don't see myself having a fountain next to it or flowing water. However, I'd want to have swales all around here. Even though this land's pretty flat, I like the idea of swales for water retention. Make swales upon swales connecting, and I would have the swales connecting towards the riparian forest buffer wildlife pond that I would like to have if I were to put a pond in, which that'd be a cool thought, maybe in the future. But the one thing I want to mention too was the teacher from Verge Permaculture, just one of the online permaculture teachers. I've seen some of his videos. He had a site, I think it was his personal home with his family, where he used weeping tile, weeping irrigation tile, had it connected to the gutters, and the tile connected to the gutters, and actually put it in the middle of the swales with wood chippings covering that. So basically, the weeping tile went through the swales, and as rainwater fell, it naturally fed the swales. I would have, in the gardens around the brims of the swales, I would have weeping tile connected all the way over here, which this house doesn't even have gutters. And even though I don't own the place, I rent it. The landlord likes the idea of collecting rainwater, so I could talk him into it. But one of the long-term projects is getting rain gutters on this whole house, connecting weeping tile, starting a trench here, going all the way out, right? And then I'd love to make my swales a little abstract, kind of like spider webs, have swales coming off of swales, so I could have like fruit tree guilds in like islands, brim islands, for an overall food forest. And that's where a riparian forest buffer wildlife pond would be a fun little addition to make it more foresty, for having a food forest fruit guild zone over here next to my keyhole garden bed zone. Now, if I really had all of this space over here, I wouldn't want the pond over there. I would rather, I'd rather the pond there, to be honest with you. Because here, on the other side of the shed, it's very open. Beautiful part about this entire backyard is the sun is basically always shining. There's very little shade areas, only directly under the 3 big trees you see here. But here would be a good spot because there's no trees around, so there'd be less like leaf pollution and everything. And I could make it huge. I'd make it as wide as the shed, and this would be like bringing in a bobcat or something to do. And I would use it as a way to, I'd have it as a storage place for water,